Who believed in you before you believed in yourself? What's one dream you've put on pause that deserves revived? What one system could save you an hour this week? Welcome back to Built by the Journey, where milestones matter and detours count. I'm so glad you found your way back to my corner of the podcast world. I'm your host, Chris Laible, navigating entrepreneurship for over 25 years. My goal is that what we discuss not only inspires you, but you also provided with practical tools that you can apply daily in life and business. This episode, we're sitting with a trio of prompts pulled straight from the Journey Dream Strategy framework. These three questions work beautifully together because they cover the past, the possibility, and the present. They are, for your journey, who believed in you before you believed in yourself? This one moves me. For someday maybe dreaming, what's one dream you've put on pause that deserves revival? You know, sometimes life steps in and pauses us. And for your strategy prompt, what's one system you could save an hour with this week? For over 25 years, visuals have been my anchor. I've had a journey wall, a board, a shelf, even a mirror with sticky notes and snapshots. It really doesn't matter what medium you use. What matters is that you put the images and reminders in front of you every single day. Because when you're climbing the peaks of entrepreneurship or crawling through the valleys, you need those visuals to remind you who you are, what you've already overcome, and what you're capable of creating. Today's journey prompt is a powerful one. Who believed in you before you believed in yourself? Let's pause and sit with that question for just a moment. Sometimes the people around us see something in us long before we're ready to see it in ourselves. They see the spark of potential, the skill, the courage, the creativity before we've built the confidence to own it. And let's be honest, as entrepreneurs, we are often our own toughest critics. We expect more of ourselves than what anyone ever else could. We're constantly asking, am I ready? Is it good enough? Who am I to charge for this? Who am I to put this out into the world? And yet, often, there's someone in the background saying, yes, you're ready. Yes, your work matters. Yes, people need this. Yes, I believe in you. It could be a teacher, a mentor, a family member, a friend, a boss, or even a client. Sometimes it's the person who takes you aside and says, you've got what it takes. And just the moment when you're ready to quit, think about that for yourself. Who was that person for you? This prompt isn't just about nostalgia. It's about fuel. Because when you remember who believed in you before you believed in yourself, you also remember that you didn't get here alone. And you don't have to move forward alone either. I've had many of those people in my own journey. Let me give you a few examples. I call this one the 24-year-old bank promotion. I was just 24, working at a local bank, when I was offered a promotion. Honestly, it didn't feel ready. It didn't feel thoughtful that surely someone more qualified could do this position. But my supervisor saw something in me I couldn't see yet. She didn't just believe I could do the job. She believed I could lead people older than me with more years in the industry, that belief became the foundation of my leadership. Another example is pivoting from offline to online. Years later, as I transitioned my business from a brick-and-mortar location to the online coaching world, I wondered if my voice would translate. Would anyone care? Did my work even matter outside the four walls of my building? However, my accountability partner reminded me that what I had built offline carried real weight, and that the way I supported entrepreneurs was also needed online. Her belief gave me permission to start. And lastly, volunteering before I was ready. I've said yes to volunteer positions that scared me, thinking I wasn't qualified or polished enough. But every time someone asked me to step into a role, it wasn't because I was perfect. They were asking because they saw the capability in me to do the task. That outside belief often drew me into growth I would have never chosen on my own. Some of those people have passed on. Others are still in my life, and I see them often. When I look at my journey board, I realize not all of their photos are on it yet. That is something I need to fix. Even recalling their names and faces, as I share with you, fills me with pride, gratitude, and energy. So let's bring this home to you. Think about that one person, or maybe a few, who believed in you before you had the courage to believe in yourself. Can you picture them right now? Do you remember the exact words they said, or the moment they gave you a chance? Or was it simply someone showing up to support you when you needed it most? Now imagine capturing their photo or their message in an image and adding it to your journey board. This visual isn't just about honoring them, it's about reminding you every day that you are seen, you are valued, and capable. And here's the beautiful part. Those visuals work both ways. On hard days, they pull you back up. On good days, they remind you to celebrate and maybe even reach out to that person with a quick thank you. Because here's the truth. Success isn't built in isolation. Entrepreneurship may feel lonely at times, but none of us is self-made. We are community-made, encouragement-driven, and belief-driven. Now let's layer in today's dream prompt. What's one dream you've put on pause that deserves revival? We've all done it. Life piles on responsibilities, family, bills, obligations, client deadlines. Then suddenly, the dream we once carried with such excitement gets pushed to the back burner. But here's the thing. When we give ourselves permission to dream again, we unlock creative problem solving. A dream doesn't have to be practical to be powerful. Sometimes it's just the spark your brain needs to think differently about today's challenges. For me, one of those dreams was a simple someday maybe. I used to struggle with dreaming because if it was worth dreaming about, I thought it was worth chasing immediately. That made me shove every dream straight onto my strategy board. But every dream does not belong there. Some belong in that softer place where they just get to inspire. One of my someday maybes came from a painting I found at Hobby Lobby. It was a small, only 8 inches in height and about 20 inches wide, showing the ocean, the sand, and a single inviting beach chair. If you're on my social media, you may have seen it. It's just waiting for someone to come along and enjoy the comfort of the chair and view from sitting in it. For me, it became a dream of someday renting a beachfront property big enough for my whole family, my kids and grandchildren, nieces, nephews, sisters, brothers, and our mothers to come together, regroup, rest, and create family time. Just picturing that dream lightens my mood. That's the power of dreaming. So what about you? What dream have you put on pause that deserves another look? And finally, let's talk about strategy. Today's strategy prompt is, what one system could save you an hour this week? Sometimes strategy doesn't mean overhauling your business. Sometimes it's as simple as finding one small system, tool, or habit that frees up your energy. Maybe it's automating part of your social media. Maybe it's trying a grocery delivery app instead of running errands. Perhaps it's organizing your client notes in one place, saving you 20 minutes each session from hunting for them. Recently, I've been testing out a video clipping app. I had a backlog of long videos, and this app helped break them into smaller clips for social media. It saved me hours. I resisted it for a while. I'm a creature of habit, but once I tried it, I realized how much space it gave me back. And here's my encouragement. When you identify that one system, treat it like a non-negotiable. Put it on your calendar, give it time, honor it as you would a client appointment. Because if you don't show up for yourself, the world will fill your calendar for you. If this is your first episode, a deeper look at the strategy system involves always having 3 business goals, 3 personal goals, 1 family goal, and 1 anything goal. Sometimes when you're working on large goals, you'll encounter pockets of time, and we want you to stay forward moving. You absolutely deserve the business growth and accomplishments for you and your business. So as you're looking for this week's prompt, a system to save you an hour this week, think about what these goals might look like. The most important part of this framework is identifying all the tasks for these goals. Once you've done this, schedule yourself on your calendar with a non-negotiable mindset, meaning the time and day you choose for your task you've just identified are meant to be unbroken. Of course, there are times when emergencies arise, and you simply reschedule for another time. But making that a common practice is a good way to ensure your goals don't get met. Set your goals, break them down into bite-sized pieces, and make a commitment to keep your calendar dates with yourself. So let's bring this together. The journey prompt asks, who believed in you before you believed in yourself? Remember them, honor them, and put their image on your journey board. The dream prompt asks, what dream have you put on pause that deserves revival? Let your imagination lift the weight of responsibility and open you to creative solutions. The strategy prompt. What one system could save you an hour this week? Small shifts can bring great momentum. And I'll leave you with my weekly visibility question, the one I always come back to. What did you do this week to remind the world you're still here? Perhaps you attended an offline event and still posted about it online. Maybe you had lunch with a colleague. Maybe you just updated one of your boards with a small but meaningful image or note to yourself. Because staying visible to clients means staying an option for them to find you when they need you. Your vision, your voice, your work deserve to be seen. Thank you for joining me here at Built by the Journey. If you found this episode valuable, please make sure to subscribe through Apple Podcast, Spotify, or YouTube Podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. Join me over on my website at ontrackwithchris.com. Also, share today's episode with a fellow entrepreneur and keep showing up for yourself, your business, and the people who already believe in you.